welcome to Make Your Life Work Project. We know you missed us because you always do. I have a very, very, very special guest, and I know I say that every week, but every week I just am fortunate to get some of the most dynamic, intelligent, kind, and caring people on this show. And I even have a few behind the scenes that are the same. So tonight I want to introduce some people to her, but I'm sure most of you know her. An angel. She's the reason, as a matter of fact, she's the reason that I not only worked but conquered the I-270 project. She met me. I think we met. She was buying my books. Is that how it happened, Marie?
Yeah, that's how it happened.
Marie was buying my books, and one day I said something about public relations, and she said, "You work in public relations?" And that's how it happened. So welcome her tonight, and I am forever grateful for that, of course. How could I not be?
We're grateful for your contribution as well. And I know the North County community is very grateful.
Well, if they're not, they pretend to be, and that's good enough
Good,
for
that's
me.
all we care about.
Right. So tell me a little bit about yourself. I don't normally read. She's got a lot going on though. She's a poetess. I mean, she's got a lot of things going on, and I don't want to miss anything. And I will add to what you forget. So tell us what you want us to know about you.
Let me start with the stuff that's important first. I am a child of the King. I'm a daughter. I'm a wife. I'm a mother, grandmother, a great grandmother. Let me just start.
So you're busy, yeah, exactly.
I have a whole real life, which turns out to be really great as a source of inspiration for my creative life.
Tell us about that.
When you have all these various roles that you're responsible for in life, it gives you many, many topics. I'll never run out of topics to write about.
I heard that.
Whether it's prayer, the role of prayer, or grace, or children, grandchildren. So I am a creator. I usually say I'm a writer, poet, editor, but the truth is, I actually feel in my zone as a creator.
Okay, well, tell me about some of the books you've written. Because I know I was privy to be in one.
Yes. So I currently have, I think, 4 books of my own, books of poetry.
Okay.
I have 2 anthologies that I curated, one of which you're in, which is Kingdom Vision for Audacious Women.
Absolutely. Yep.
Lessons from Our Mother. Oh, you're in 2. You're also in the North County Anthology. North County Anthology, which I'm very, very proud of.
Yeah. Both were great, though. Both of them.
Yes,
I've seen both.
I
first
enjoyed
class.
both of those so much. So that's a couple. And then I have served as editor on, I think, 3 women's anthologies. 2 of those have become Amazon bestsellers, so I'm very proud of those as well.
And she is also one of the featured writers in my book.
Absolutely.
Yep. I can't remember. Isn't that funny? The Wisdom of a Woman. I did the latest book that I did.
Right,
and she is one of the writers in that book. So.
And I was honored to be one of the contributing writers.
And I was honored to have you say yes. And I mean that. I'm not just saying that for the camera.
Thank you so much.
It takes a lot to do that work. So I was just really thrilled with all the people that said yes.
Right.
It's like, look at you. So that's part of her. The other part of her is, in my opinion, she's kind and she is a really good person to know. She's actually, like I said, that's the reason I worked the I-270 project, because she met me. I think she saw something in me maybe that I didn't know she saw. And she mentioned it. And at first I said, no, I don't want to work full time. But it was the most amazing thing I had ever done, besides working the political campaign. It was very enjoyable.
Well, let me tell you what I saw right away, guys, is I really wanted to see somebody on that project who would love and put our community, and for the I-270 project, our community means the I-270 North community. Right. All of those munis were just as important as any other. And so I wanted somebody who really had a heart for our community, and who would be sensitive to the things that we are all sensitive to when the new project is coming through our neighborhood.
Right.
And somebody who would take those seriously and who would call people up and give them the time that they deserve.
Absolutely.
To hear what is happening in our community.
And I loved it. I love that, and I also love that I could also use that side of me that's more global, because we do have mixed communities in that area,
right,
and so
absolutely.
it did take both of those
Absolutely.
talents
And it
to
took
balance
somebody
that.
who was willing to embrace
Absolutely.
that entire corridor.
And I was right in the middle of both of them, so
Mhm.
it's fine. So, and I don't mention that to brag. I just mention that to show you the kind of person she is. She's always looking. She's always present,
I am.
trying to
I
figure
try to
out what
be.
the next move is and what that next key is that she needs. I think so, anyway.
Thank you.
And
Thank
that's a compliment, because a lot of us kind of just stumble through, you know. Um, and that's your way. That's your way. But I think it calls for success when you think through your next
Mhm.
moves. What's the one thing in life that you've done that you're most proud of? Just one thing. Maybe you should say your husband to keep you out of trouble.
One thing I'm most proud of, I'll say family, and that'll cover
Make sure you have somewhere to go tonight.
right. He's picking up food for me, so I need to say hubby.
Exactly.
and our kids and grandkids and all that we have in spite of such a, I think, really fast-paced and often non-traditional world pulling at our families, that we have managed to hold it together,
Absolutely. Stay grounded,
and try to keep our family grounded, and not just loving each other, but liking each other.
Absolutely.
And valuing our time together.
And that does. We have a smaller family, but
it takes a lot. It takes a lot. It takes commitment. It takes sacrifice, because everybody's spread out all over the country now that the kids are grown. And so you got to coordinate schedules, and you got to make accommodations for somebody and whoever they're bringing, because they're grown. So, I think that's what I'm proudest of is creating a space and a family where they all know and feel like they belong.
Yep, that's good. And that's tough.
That's really tough.
That's kind of what we were talking about in my class today. You have to understand that the end goal is the end goal. You can work through all that other stuff or not.
And the other things are little compared
and if you
to
don't, that's why
big,
that's why I said that you can work through it or not.
Right.
Because if you don't, you still are family. And
Right.
you still have to collaborate.
Right.
You still have to be together.
Right.
So that was kind of part of our discussion today. Well, I think what I want to do next is I want to drop a word in your spirit.
Okay.
And then I'd like for you to respond to it in whatever way you choose. And the word, of course, is purpose.
Okay.
What do you see that as, and how do you move in that? How does it surface in your life? What advice do you have? Anything that comes to you to share with us related to the word purpose?
Purpose is a real important word to me. One of my favorite scriptures, and what I call my favorite scripture, says, all things work together for good for those who love the Lord, part A, and part B, who are called according to his purpose.
Absolutely.
And so what I try to do in whatever I'm doing, because self is really big, self will get in the way, is I have to say, okay, God, what are we doing? What am I supposed to get from this?
Right.
What am I supposed to leave at this, if it's time to leave? Because he'll also tell you when it's time to leave if you're on purpose, right? If you're in your purpose. And so that is one of the things that I try to hear from him on the regular. Am I operating in my purpose? Or am I doing this because somebody else thinks I should do it? Or is this something I really should be doing?
Right, absolutely.
And so I'm always thinking forward. I'm always thinking, am I operating in purpose?
Yes. And I think the beautiful thing about purpose, at least with young adults, is some of them, they aren't there yet in terms of the spiritual connection. Well, the spiritual connection, yes. But the specific spiritual connection to it is maybe not. But the one thing I'm able to do is I'm able to, I call it sneak teaching.
Right.
So, because the outcome is the same. And once you have been exposed to that, it changes your attitude. But the thing about it is life, I believe that all of us were birthed with intent and purpose, right? And so the journey is to find and align with that. And I used to tell them, you could say boo boo the clown, that's on you.
Right.
Because I know where I know my source.
Right.
But getting in purpose is something you need to do. Not only to fulfill your role, but to understand who you are.
And it's so powerful. Once you know it, you can't unknow it. And it doesn't matter if,
that's true.
If personal or family relationships get off track, or if the job gets off track, or the
Absolutely.
profession, you still were operating purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the power of it, or has been the power of it for me, is understanding that, it's just a much higher calling, and it has helped me, I think, prioritize
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's good. That's an
things
excellent
in my
word.
life.
Yeah. And it's not, I don't think it's static either. I mean,
Right.
I think it's general,
Mhm.
so it's broad enough
Mhm.
to show up in different
Mhm.
facets of your life in
Mhm.
different ways.
Right.
And
Right.
so it's not like, okay, I found my purpose.
Right.
I've done this thing. I'm in it.
Right. No,
You know?
and it's evolving
Absolutely.
if you let it.
Right. And that's what I mean by
If
it's
you
not
let it.
static. It doesn't,
Right.
it's not one thing
Right.
that's going to be with you from the beginning to the end.
Absolutely.
Because it's multifaceted. And
Absolutely.
Okay, so time for questions. I
Okay.
have my little question. She doesn't normally answer questions, but she said she'd do it for me, so we'll see. And you can always
I don't
say,
answer questions I haven't been presented with prior to. That's the real truth.
That's
y'all.
pretty much the same
So,
thing. Am I right?
so this is new for me. So
She's
show a little
fine,
grace.
she's
Show a little
fine.
grace.
Okay, let's see. What is your fondest life memory and why? That's for part one of the question. And the second part is, how did it impact your life position? So let's start with the beginning of the question. What is the fondest life memory you have, and why is that your fondest? And don't get in trouble with family or friends or anybody else that you're supposed to include in this memory.
So I'm not gonna say birth of child 1 or 2,
Yeah,
right?
don't say
'Cause
that.
If I say one, the other one will be on the phone
Exactly.
like now.
And if you don't say, man, I know. You can say, I tell you what, you can say the requisite things and then add to those. How about
Okay,
it?
okay,
I'll give you a couple of fine memories.
Okay.
How about that?
Okay, so and if I say the children without the husband, am I still in
Exactly.
trouble,
That's why I
right?
said I'll give you a couple. I'll give you a couple.
So the birth of the children, all of
Just
that.
let me take care of that.
Period. Both of them. Both of you. Okay, both of
The
you.
marriage.
Right,
that's one
all
the-
of that. All of that. All the normal stuff.
Take it for granted.
But let me tell you, one of my fondest memories, and this goes back to your purpose question,
Mhm.
is being a little country girl in a rural library in Mississippi
Okay.
and finding the works of Alice Walker.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Her first,
I understand
her first book, I think it was Once, and I believe it was really just like part of an assignment she did when she was in college. And feeling like I have found my purpose in life.
I
Okay.
can really relate to that.
Okay. I had not
What do
ever,
you
and
know?
in school you read all of Emily Dickinson and all these people that they make you read. But the first time I read somebody who sounded like me and who felt what I felt,
That's good.
and
Yeah.
I could not wait until my mom picked me up that day, and I said to her, I'm going to be a writer. And I'm pretty sure that my mother didn't know what the heck that meant. Okay. Like, in general, she knows about
I know exactly
writing.
what you mean. Like, where
But
is she
like,
going with this?
what kind of real job is that? That's not a teacher. That's what they know about in the South. Okay.
Mhm.
But
That's
she
good.
encouraged me.
Right.
And then my daddy, now he did say on occasion, he just passed in May, but he was so proud that I had done, what my dream was to do, which was to get that journalism degree and master's and all
I
that.
didn't realize you had a job. How did I know you?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
we both have
undergraduate-
journalism.
Yes,
Yeah, that was my undergrad. I didn't
journalism
know that.
and
Okay.
then media communications as a master's. But he was so proud that I stayed my path.
Yes.
Now, on occasion, over the years, he has said to me, now, if you were teaching, you'd be off in the summer with those kids. But he got over it.
Right.
He got over it.
You stayed
And
the
they
course.
were so proud. And they supported that
Wonderful.
dream that I found during, what do they call them? Summer reading.
Yes. I remember the libraries did that.
Summer
here. Yep.
reading.
Mhm.
Yes, yes.
I participated.
So that's
every
one of
summer.
my fondest memories from getting from there to, really just finding what I was going to do in life.
Wow, and that's funny because we have that in common. I think mine was clothed in journalism, but it was the desire to write. I have so many books now of varied authors, you know what I mean? So, yeah, okay, all right. So how did it impact your life position?
How did it impact my life? I think I've spent the last 40 plus years trying to tell stories and share stories.
In different
Yeah,
venues in
yeah,
different ways.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
I agree.
Because I think that stories are so important, our individual stories. I've started to think of it like, guys, remember when we were in high school and there would be graffiti on the walls and it might say, Betty was here?
Mm-hmm.
I think our stories are our way of saying we were here.
I like that. Absolutely. Absolutely. So even if you don't, and that's one of the things I push reading a lot,
Mm-hmm.
because even if you don't want to write your own story,
Mm-hmm.
we are embedded in the stories of others.
Absolutely.
So it's beneficial to be able to read and see yourself in other
Right,
stories if you're
right,
not going to write your
right.
own.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's good. That's good.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. See, I told you you just.
Okay.
Okay. One more. Well, a couple more questions. What is your greatest strength, and how can you use it to improve your community or to help others? And I'm going to challenge you to take it away from the artistic side, because I know you have varied strengths. You have a lot of qualities.
Wow. I think as I've matured, and I hope this is true. I hope my one of my greatest strengths is making space for people and making them feel that they belong or can be part of whatever it is that I'm working on.
That's good.
That's what I hope it is, and that I have the capacity to make people know that they are genuinely important and included in whatever solution we're trying to find.
And I think you absolutely achieve that, from my perspective.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
That culture was challenging, and I'd worked with a lot of scientists and everything, but
Yeah.
it was a little bit challenging. But
Yeah.
you notice I always came upstairs to your office when I initially got there and
mhm,
just said,
mhm.
let me bounce this off of you, and you tell me if I'm getting this right, if I'm crazy. So I think that is one of the greatest gifts you could give somebody. Actually.
Thank you.
So
and
I'm
that
glad
was
that
one
you
of the
realized
reasons
that.
my door was always open. And you know, it was chaos
Yep.
on my hall. It
Oh,
probably
yeah,
could have been more
absolutely.
productive with it closed. But I just believe in open doors, and I'm not just talking about in corporate
Right.
offices. I think how we conduct ourselves, say if we have an open door, even in our neighborhood. I sit on my front porch in my neighborhood sometimes, right?
Okay.
Because I want you to know you can talk to me if you want to.
Exactly, because I'm open. I'm open
Right,
and I'm available.
Right.
My mother used to get on me for that because when we were living together, when I came home, she moved in with me, and we would go everywhere together. And no matter where if we're in the grocery store line, I'm back there talking to somebody.
Yeah,
She's
me too.
like, everywhere we go.
Right.
And it's like you can't turn it off.
My sister refers to it as, can you turn your light off on your flashing light off on your forehead
But
so we can
you
get out of the
can't, because
store?
it's just so natural for you to do it. It's really funny.
I can't help it.
I was like, how do you know that? Because I just talked to her.
Right.
So that is a gift, and I have to say that I know that you use it.
Thank you.
I know that you use it. And I think that, and I use mine too. So I think that purpose is not linear.
Right.
It's always intertwined with whatever you need to accomplish it. So I don't know why we worry about how we're going to do it.
Right.
You always have what you need to accomplish it. So good answer. Good answer. We are kind of a lot alike, which is interesting. We're not the same.
A little scary.
Person. I know.
A little scary.
But I think we're both really open. And I think it's important to be open.
I do too.
Especially if you are a person that does anything in the arts, if you write, if you talk to people, if you build relationships with people. And most especially if you work with young adults.
Well, I was going to say, and especially you're working across generations.
Yes.
And their ideas are not our ideas. And, the way they think about and approach things are different than us. And you have to be.
Unfortunately for me, the kid in me does exist fully.
Right.
So a lot of times instead of reprimand, I can laugh with them. And then I can say, okay, man, let's get up and get to work and do what we're supposed to do.
Right.
I'm very straight with them, but I'm also very open. And you know how that goes. So,
right.
And that's the thing I love about being in your lane. I know there's like 4 lanes on the highway, and you can drive in either one and get where you're supposed to go, I believe. You just have to get over in time to get there,
Right.
right? So if I'm in lane 4 and my purpose is in lane 1, as long as I eventually go over those
Go over
lanes
there.
and exit on lane 1, I'm okay.
Right.
So nobody's saying you have to do that forever.
Right.
But your sweet spot,
Right.
your spot of value,
Mm-hmm.
your spot and where you're going to give out the most, I think. That's kind of what we. Would you agree with that? Kind of what we talk about when we talk about purpose. And I know it's been the hot word, and it's been gone, and it's come up again, and that's because it will not go away. You know, it will not go away. And that's really what we call. That's why we call it "Make Your Life Work." You have no choice.
Right.
Tell me when you hear that phrase, what you think of. I'm putting on. I haven't asked anybody that. I'm putting you on spot. And be nice, because I came up with it.
Make life work.
Make your life work.
I think it's what my daughter and my grandchildren refer to as adulting is what I immediately think of.
That's good.
You know, just being able to embrace all of those varied responsibilities that come at us at any stage of life.
That's exactly,
At any stage of life.
Because you have no options.
Right.
I mean, you have options, but they're not attractive.
It's going to feel like you're juggling them, and sometimes you're going to think you're really hitting it, and that's true, and that's okay.
Yeah. I wanted to put just in front of it, but that just sounds too arrogant.
No,
but it is.
I like
That's what it is.
I like it.
Okay, this is happening. That's happening. This is that. But you have to make your life work.
Right.
You can't give it away. You can't sell it. You can't choose another one.
You do that. Right.
Exactly.
You have a choice about how you do that every day.
Absolutely. And the alignment and purpose and position is the easier route sometimes. So yeah. Okay. Well, good. It makes sense. Thank you. I just needed to. What's your greatest strength? I'm asking her more questions. I'm not being fair, but I'm sorry.
Oh no, I still think my greatest strength is
Did I ask you that?
trying to connect to people.
Okay.
I think it's back to what I said earlier. At least that's what I hope it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a good one. What's the one thing you've always wanted to do, but can't seem to convince yourself to do it? Somehow I knew I could figure out on that one.
Yeah, you did. So there are a couple of things. So let me tell you one.
Okay, you can do more than one.
I know. I've been brave enough to mention this one to my husband. You'll have to tell me what it's called for real. You know where they do this and they jump out of the helicopter with the parachute.
It's free flying.
Skydiving.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I call it free falling to remind me that I don't want to do it.
I kind of want to do that.
I think you should do it.
Now, mind you, I already have bone on bone knee and repair on the foot.
I just learned that.
I already have old lady ailments going on. I don't see the end of that's what health is.
Well,
but
it won't hurt.
you asked the question, so that's my answer.
Okay.
Would be skydiving. Thank you.
And so I think the second part was so why can't you convince yourself to do it?
Just for those reasons I just said.
Just to feel
I think my what'd you say, sweet spot? I think my sweet spot
is in the
for
plane.
doing that has passed.
Really?
For doing that and not worried about injury post dive.
Right, exactly. It's,
Right.
I think for me, it's just a free fall, and I'm not really good at free falls. You know how we used to play the, I forgot what the game was, but people would stand behind, somebody would stand behind you, and it's a group, there's a group of people that are comrades, and you have to let go and let them catch you.
It's a trust issue.
Never good at
That's
that.
a trust game.
I was never good at those.
Yeah.
I don't know why, so I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. Okay. Oh, I like this one too. And I am asking you more questions than I normally do, but that's okay. What would you like your friends or others to remember most about you? One thing. I know that I'm making it tough for you, but
one thing.
your friends.
No
or
regrets in that I lived life to the fullest, regardless of whatever challenge,
others? Okay.
I faced. That
That's
I
a
kept it
no.
moving.
Yeah, I was thinking that when where'd you just come from now? You just were traveling. Where'd you travel?
Oh, Athens.
I saw your photos and I was
I
thinking,
had a blast.
go for it. Absolutely. You got a plan, and you guys are sticking to the plan.
Yeah,
You're no longer tied to a desk. So you
Yeah,
can do what
no
you want to do.
regrets.
Okay.
I'm gonna, do my share of living on this side of heaven too.
And that's actually that's an excellent note to end on, because faith does not require you to just not participate and separate yourself.
Right.
If you think that you need to separate yourself, then you're not working in your purpose, because your purpose requires you to work with people. So it's no accomplishment if you're separating yourself.
Right.
So I think that is probably the message we'll end on, is that
Okay.
purpose is not a destination, because it evolves.
Right.
Purpose is, what am I supposed to do in this particular situation, or what am I supposed to do for this particular season? Now it's similar.
Right.
I will always be the person that bursts. I will always be those characteristics, but it might look differently.
Right.
Is that fair to say?
Right.
It may be disguised. It may look differently. It may be more difficult, but I think it gives you desire to keep going, because that thing is just for you.
Right.
And we can have the same title and do it differently, and that's the beauty.
That's
of
right.
it. That's the beauty of it. We bring everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, the gifts, the talents, the laziness, the ignorance, all that to the table. And it amazingly works to improve lives and to better lives for people. So I have been a purpose nut for the last 20 years. It's like the word never existed, and when I found it, I just ran with it, right? That's what I want to do. I always felt like, I think for me, it calms my nerves. It calms my doubts about whether I'm producing. Okay. Because I'm a type A. I need to produce. And the older I get, the more I want to produce in my lane. So that's why I hold so tight to that. Okay. And of course my faith. But that's part of it. Okay. That's part of purpose. Any parting comments, or anything I did not ask you that you want to share?
No, I think you asked me sufficiently.
I think you went pretty hard now. Right? Well, I'm so glad that you agreed to be with us this evening. I'm really collecting all of this good spirit and this good vibe from everybody that comes in. So I'm very particular about who I sit in the chair, because we're feeding off the goodness. Right. Yeah, we are. I think one time when and I will do this over and over again, when I felt like, well, you're not doing what you need to be doing more. I started to look at the videos. Right. And I found myself just crying and feeling so blessed that people would trust me to sit.
Curate those
absolutely.
stories.
Isn't that something? Isn't that something? So I'm feeling really blessed this evening. The queen is here,
Not at all.
Yes, the Queen Diva is here. Took time out of her busy schedule. She's not working. She's not required to be anywhere, and she came to be with us. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Welcome.
With everything
You're
I have.
so welcome.
And thank you guys again. See us next Thursday here. We appreciate your time. We appreciate your efforts, and like us. Show our videos off. We're just trying to highlight all the great things that are going on in people's lives that we know nothing about. So in between the time, make your life work no matter what.